Hey, welcome to Dialed MTB again. Here we are with mountain bike flat pedal shoes this time. A little bit different. Usually I'm out on the bike riding or talking about bikes specifically. This time we're just going to talk about mountain bike products. And I thought about maybe doing kind of some more product comparisons instead of mountain bikes themselves. So if there's certain products you want to see, let me know in the comments down below and I'll try to do it. Not guarantee, but I'll definitely try to. So today we've got 3 flat pedal shoes, all at $150 US pricing, also identical pricing. Let's see what the difference is and what are the pros and the cons of each one. All right, so we have the Crankbrothers Mallet Lace, the 510 Freerider Pros, and over here, the Ride Concepts Hellion Elite. What are the pros and cons of each? I'd say let's just jump into the specific shoe. Let's just talk about the Ride Concepts Hellion Elite first. First off, it does fit about a half a size small. So keep that in mind if you're ordering it online. Try it on at a local shop if you can. But I know that's tough to do sometimes. So order a half a size larger and I am almost positive that that will fit. It's a pretty small fitting shoe. It's got a lot of foam in it. It does break in a tiny bit. So if it's a little snug, I wouldn't be too worried. That's how mine were when I started with them. They broke in and they became really comfortable after that. But pros on this shoe right away, a lot of grip, a lot of support, and they are pretty dang comfortable as long as they fit your foot. To me, it's my second most comfortable shoe. Cons, it is a little weird fitting, I'd say. That's the biggest thing. Like, it's not your average, oh, I'm a size 10, so it's going to be a size 10. It's hopefully you're a 10 or 10 and a half, but it might be a little weird. So just keep that in mind when you're looking at these shoes. Okay, let's move on to the 510 Freerider Pro. This shoe is really kind of the benchmark in mountain bike flat pedal shoes, I would say. Kind of every company probably based something off of this shoe, I would have to assume. They were just kind of the pioneers in getting good shoes to the flat pedal market. And I mean, you can tell this shoe is super solid. It's been out for a while. Yeah, this is like a newer color, a little bit different material than what they have had in the past, but it's the same base shoe and really kind of hard to beat in a lot of ways. So let's kind of dig into that real quick. So grip level is amazing on these shoes. The only other shoe, flat pedal shoe that I've ever felt similar grip is the Ride Concepts. So that says a lot about them. I really think that the grip level is almost identical on these two shoes. So pretty dang cool. I mean, the soles of each of them are pretty dang similar. From what I've heard, I don't know if you guys can see that, but from what I've heard, the owner of Ride Concepts actually used to work for 510 and went over to and helped design the stuff. So I'm not sure how much truth is in all that, but that's what I heard. And went over to Ride Concepts and built a shoe that him and his son really wanted, basically. What they couldn't make at 510, they went over here and made something what they thought was better, which we'll see at the end which ones I think is the best. But other than that, amazing grip. It's a pretty comfortable shoe. I wouldn't say it's like waterproof at all, but it does keep a decent amount of water off when you're crossing creeks. It doesn't like soak to your socks super fast, where the Ride Concepts, I feel a little bit the most, and then the Crankbrothers, probably similar to this, maybe even a little less on the Crankbrothers, which is nice. And then it's a true fitting shoe, I'd say. They're made by Adidas. Adidas is one of the biggest shoe manufacturers in the world, so it's a very true to fit shoe. It is a little wider up here in the toe area, so if you have a wider toe, definitely a good shoe to get for you. Other than that, I mean, there's not too many cons about it. For me, it is wider in that toe area, so it does feel a little bit loose to me, but other than that, like, if I had just these shoes forever, I probably would not complain. So let's move on over to the Crankbrothers Mallet Lace. One really cool feature right away that I think every shoe should come with is these are all tied up. It looks like it's in a mess, but then you just shove it up into this little tongue pocket that it has, and all your laces are gone. It's just so nice, and I don't know why every shoe doesn't have that. I'm sure that they probably have some type of patent on this or something. And I have a ton of time in these shoes. These are pretty beat up. I don't know if you can tell in the video, but I've got some big holes and stuff in them. I've got a lot of time on these shoes. Probably these shoes and 510 Freerider Pros are the shoes that I have the most amount of miles on. Probably Freerider Pros because they've been out lately, or longer. But in the last year, these two, I just recently got these a few months ago. The Ride Concepts, that is. But let's dive into pros on the Crankbrothers shoe. Right away, for me, I think it is the most comfortable shoe right out of the box, and the comfort never really fades away. It's just always a comfortable shoe, and I mean that's a huge part of a shoe. So that's a huge pro for the Crankbrothers. Also, like what I said right away, those laces, that's such a cool feature. And it's a thinner lace than all the others, which I like. I don't know why we need these big bulky laces on mountain bike shoes. There's no reason for that. It's kind of has that skater shoe look, which, I mean, that's fine. But these thin laces, I really like what they did. And to me personally, Crankbrothers have the coolest looking shoes out there. Like, these are old and beat up, but when the black with the gum or the blue with the gum sole, man, they just look good. Not to bash on these, they don't look bad. They look like mountain bike shoes, but these shoes, like when they're clean and not all dirty, you could pretty much just wear them casually and not, it almost looks kind of like not a nice shoe, but not like a skate shoe. So pretty cool. Good stuff on that. I will say though, so a con, the sole. It's not quite as grippy as the other two shoes, and when they're brand new, they're really not that great. Like they're really not that grippy, honestly. So it seemed like it took 3 or 4 rides for the shoes to kind of break in and get a little softer maybe. They're still very firm sole. It's not quite as firm as some other ones, but like I said, this shoe's been worn a lot, so it's pretty broken in. But after 3 to 5 rides or so, the sole becomes more grippy. So don't be too worried about that when you first get them and be like, oh well, these don't have a ton of grip. Well, they will become grippier, but that is a con, I'd say. But man, that's the biggest con. If this shoe had as much grip as the other two shoes, I don't think there would ever be a reason for me to ever have a different flat pedal shoe than this one right here. So with that being said, let's kind of go into what shoe am I grabbing most right now when I go ride. Honestly, it's the Ride Concepts. I think they look pretty cool. I like this colorway. It's not as cool looking as the Crankbrothers, but they fit me pretty good. I'd say, like, I don't know if we're rating it like 7 out of 10, where these fit me 10 out of 10, and these are probably right around that 7 out of 10 also. The 510s, that is. So I mean, this is just such a grippy shoe, and it's more comfortable to me than a 510. So that's why I'm going to this shoe. It's more grip, and I really like grip when I'm using flat pedal shoes. I go back and forth between flat and clips. So when I do go to flats, I want it to be super grippy, so I feel like I'm locked in, even though you're not. I know you can just lift your foot up, but I want it to be sunk into those pedals and feel super attached to the bike, even though you're not. But with that, I mean, it's really tough. These shoes are all amazing. If you have any one of them, they're all great. If you had, like, if one of them is at your local shop and not any of the other ones, and they fit and they feel comfortable, get them. They're gonna be amazing. They're all good. They're all the exact same price, $150 for all 3 of them. So they're all in that same exact category. I mean, yeah, so there's not too much else for me to talk about. If you do have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. Let me know. I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. Or if you disagree with me, let me know also. Like, if you've rode all 3 of these and you have different opinions, let me know, because I want to know what other people think also. So with that, I don't think there's too much else to talk about. So if you like this video, like and subscribe for more like this. And like always, get out and ride.